Welcome to the Over 40 Alpha Podcast with your host, Funk Roberts.
We are live, and welcome to Ask Funk episode number 49. I am your host, Funk Roberts, with my boy, Ricky T. How you doing, Ricky?
What up? No bad days. Welcome to episode 49.
Yeah, so Ricky is in Mexico, so if he seems a little choppy, because you are a little choppy for me, but if you do seem a little choppy, it's because you're in Mexico. You're in beautiful Mexico. How is Mexico right now, and where are you? If you want to disclose that. You may not want to disclose it, but where, I don't know what you're doing over there. Okay, where are you?
No secrets. Playa del Carmen.
Playa del Carmen.
And it's hot. It's so hot.
Man, I'm
life I chose.
That's awesome. That's a good life. Because we're cooling off over here in Canada. And, I am definitely thinking about heading out there, bringing Dex, and the two of us come out there for a week and shoot. And
Ooh, yeah.
We can do our planning and all that stuff. So yeah, very, very good. But anyways, let's get to the, to Ask Funk. First and foremost, thank you so much for joining us. This is going to also be a podcast episode because there's so many great questions that we had this week that I want to make sure that, for people who aren't in the Brotherhood or Over 40 Alpha Brotherhood, which you can join for $1 at over40alpha.com, that you can still use some of this information on your own fitness journey. And so I think that would be great. But again, our Ask Funk is for the Over 40 Alpha Brothers. You have a question in our Facebook support group, which is absolutely amazing. You ask a question, you put hashtag Ask Funk, and then we get on here every 10 days and go through all the questions. Today we have 40 questions. I think about 40 questions. Again, we will for the podcast episode, we won't dive into the programming stuff because that's more for the Brotherhood. But there is a lot of good quality questions that were asked that you guys can focus on. And again, if you're new to this podcast, the Over 40 Alpha podcast, our Ask Funk episode 49, this is one of the things that we do in the Brotherhood. People will ask questions, and we want to make sure that we get all their questions asked. So this is the way we do it. We do it through Ask Funk. This will be our 49th episode, so we've been doing it all year, and this helps everyone through their journey. So before we start though, and this actually has been a brainchild for Ricky T, so I do appreciate you, Ricky. Appreciate everything you do, my brother. So before we start, let's just a couple of housekeeping items. Number one, October 4th to October 31st, we will be having our Dumbbell Alpha Warrior Challenge. And today is September 29th when we're shooting this. So we will be, you'll be getting an email with the sign up later on tonight. Click that link, sign up. It's absolutely free, but you have to be part of the Over 40 Alpha program. It is absolutely free. It's 28 days using our dumbbell metabolic resistance training, the workouts that I've been doing all year to get me lean and ripped and more muscular I've ever been before. Like ever in my life, I've never been this consistently lean and muscular using these type of workouts from February to now, which is September. So you guys do the math, right? It's like 7, 8, 9 months. It's just been a great transformation for myself. But man, you guys are going to love these workouts because the workouts are going to be part of Alpha Prime, which is a new programming, I don't even want to say membership site, but new programs, 12 months actually at least, of dumbbell workouts. There'll be other workouts in there too. That'll be an add-on to and available for everybody, whether you're in Women of Strength, whether you're in Kettlebell Spartan Academy, whether you're not even part of the Brotherhood, anyone can get access to the Alpha Prime. But it's just, again, more dumbbell related because, again, as men over 40, we suffer from sarcopenia, which is a natural loss of muscle due to aging. So we always, as we get older, have to add resistance training, whether it's through dumbbells or dumbbells are the best, but sometimes some people want to use resistance bands because it's easier on the joints. But we always have to continue to shock and hit our body with dumbbells. So I'm excited about this, guys. Make sure you get your muscle shred stack because the muscle shred stack is going to be important supplementation. You're going to be working out 5 days a week, which I would never tell you to work out 5 days a week. But because this is a challenge and the goal is to kickstart this lean muscle growth while we burn fat, because it's not about mass. This is about lean, hard muscle right here, man. So the muscle shred stack supplementation is going to be key. And you may be thinking, well, why do I need supplementation, man? I'm I don't really need it. I've been doing well without it. Well, A, you haven't been using the level of dumbbell workouts that you'll be doing. B, you haven't been doing it at the volume you're going to be doing. C, when you increase intensity and volume of your workouts, your body is in it gets into a point where you may jeopardize your immune system, right? Like there's a lot of things that happen. Your body has to work a little bit overtime, and so it's important that we ensure that we get the right nutrients, the right nutrition, the right sleep, the right recovery, and the right supplements. Plus, we're trying to build muscle while we're burning fat. So adding those supplements will help with recovery, help with muscle growth, help with fat loss. And again, it's not like rocket science here. We've got beta alanine, which is a performance supplement to make sure you can perform. In regards to the workouts, you got Ultra Shred, which is my all natural weight loss accelerator. Then for post workouts, you've got Lean Pro 30, BCAAs, of course, which are key for Lean Pro 30 is our grass-fed whey protein. BCAAs, which is key for muscle recovery, muscle growth, amino acids, protein synthesis, and then of course Sleep Shred at night, because 7 to 9 hours sleep. Muscle breaks down in the gym and grows at night, so Sleep Shred is going to be key. So go to funksupplements.com, funksupplementsshop.com, and grab the Muscle Shred stack. Just go under the stack. Go under muscle. I'll get my team to make that a stand out on the site so you can get it right off the bat. And then finally, just before we go, November is the time. I know it's September right now, but I'm just getting everyone geared up. November is the time for our lifetime access promotion. Mid-November, I do this once a year, and I'm opening up the lifetime access. Which is going to be a little bit different this year, because we're going to have an exclusive access, which will be the lifetime access is actually now a lifetime exclusive access, which will give you access to not only the Brotherhood, but the new Alpha Prime and whatever that brings, plus Women of Strength, plus Kettlebell Spartan Academy, and some other programs that I may be launching that I'm not partnered with. So that will be available in November. So for those of you who are just lifetime access in the Brotherhood, because again, when you did lifetime access years prior, that was only for what was inside the Brotherhood. It was very, very clear. I was extremely clear on that message. You get everything inside the Brotherhood. You don't get Kettlebell Spartan Academy. You don't get Women of Strength. Those are separate programs. But you get whatever's in the Brotherhood and bonus programs that I put inside the Brotherhood. That's what you get. And throughout this whole year, I mean, even before, last year in November, we didn't have 24 months of programming. We have 24 months of programming. The first 12 months have body weight and dumbbell workouts. I've been adding stuff throughout the year. You've got this new mobility stuff that I added with, thanks to Rustin, and just so much information. It's like unbelievable. 24 months of programming, like 24 months. So you guys have tons and tons and tons and tons of stuff. But now I realize that there's more people outside of the Brotherhood and in Kettlebell Spartan and Women's Strength that are already done their 12 months and they want more. So the exclusive package is going to give you access to everything. And then also, if you've already been a lifetime access, you can upgrade. So you won't have to pay as much. You'll still have to pay quite a bit, but you won't have to pay as much. And that'll give you access again to Alpha Prime, Women's Strength, Kettlebell Spartan, and all those other things. Now, you don't have to do this. Okay, you have a choice. You can go, you know what? I'll wait till next November. Next November, maybe you're in phase 13 and you're like, you know what? Next November, I'll wait. So maybe that's when you do the alpha, the all exclusive access. But just to let you guys know, because I did hear a few people talk about how, I just launched a resistance band program. I am going to be launching an Alpha Warrior program, not the challenge, but an outside Alpha Warrior program. And I'm also going to be launching the mobility challenge with Rustin. And I launched Max Muscle. And I saw a lot of people saying, hey, well, how come I don't get resistance band program? I'm part of, Brotherhood. And hey, how come I didn't get Max Muscle? I'm part of the Brotherhood. Well, first and foremost, those programs, I partner with somebody. So I can't take money off of their plate and say, hey, let's partner, and then I'm going to put all this stuff into the Brotherhood. I can't do that. That's just not ethical for me. I cannot do that. It is a partnership that I'm doing something extra with somebody else that has nothing to do with the Brotherhood. You guys just have access to that programming. So resistance bands was something that was outside because I opened that up to everybody, people on YouTube, people on Facebook. Like everyone can get access to the resistance band program. Everyone can get access to Max Muscle. But when I throw programs inside the Brotherhood, most of the time, it's for the Brotherhood. Okay, it's for the Brotherhood. It's not generally for everybody. Sometimes that may be the case. Like there's a few programs that I'm going to be putting in that will be for everybody. So again, lucky you don't have to pay for it, but you guys have so much information and we give you so much amazing programming that complaining that like it just kind of sets me back again, because the amount of programming that you get inside of the Brotherhood is unlike anywhere on this planet. You will never get anything like this where you get 24 months of follow along workouts anywhere. Plus the bonus stuff. Like for Max Muscle, that was with me and Flex. But what did I do? Well, I created a 90-day hypertrophy program inside the Brotherhood for you guys. You know what I mean? So it's just like, anyway, so that's kind of, that kind of sets me back a bit. But it also brings a little bit more reality to the situation for me. But let me just give you an idea, but by the end of this year, what other programs are going to be implemented inside the Brotherhood. So Beast Mode, 28-day Beast Mode dumbbell program, which I will be selling outside the program, you guys can access inside the Brotherhood. Now, some of those workouts are going to be part of Alpha Prime. So if you don't even get Alpha Prime, you're still going to get access to this program, which will have 4 new dumbbell workouts. Travel Mode. This is a program that will be sold everywhere, but you guys are going to get automatic if you're part of the Brotherhood. So because again, this is for people who travel, there'll be some travel workouts. There'll be a whole plan. 28-day foam rolling program. Once again, I'm throwing that right into the Brotherhood. It is as a I don't want to say an upsell. It's like an add-on or upgrade for the mobility challenge, but you guys are going to get it absolutely free. And finally, a low impact program that I've been working on for those people who, just get off, injuries or what have you. Yeah, that's going to be set in. So those are 4 programs that are in, but like things like weight vest and resistance band, I can't put those in there. I can't. Those are partnership programs, and they won't be put in there. So, anyways, that's it. So now that we're here, let's start. Again, welcome to Ask Funk episode number 49. You guys ask the questions and we give you those answers. What up, Rick? Hope you're good. Let's get started. We're going to officially start the podcast with right from here. Ask Funk episode number 49. Welcome, everybody. Again, this is where our Brotherhood asks questions and we give them the answers. They ask these questions in Facebook. So let's hit it off, Mike or Rick. Sorry, jeez.
All good. All right, let's get it. We're going to start with Rob Raimondo. I see coconut oil and coconut water in the food guide, but what about 100% coconut milk / cream? Is that allowed?
Yeah, so great question on that. Coconut oil is definitely a superfood, right? Especially for us guys over 40, because we're looking to get healthy fats for testosterone. For those of you who don't know and are listening, testosterone is our number 1 male hormone. This is really what our whole program is based on, is helping you naturally increase testosterone so you can burn fat, build muscle, become a man, get your, regain your manhood energy. But in order for testosterone production to start, you need cholesterol, good cholesterol, which you get from healthy fats. If you're not getting good cholesterol in your diet, your testosterone production is going to be at a minimum. You're going to have low testosterone like most men do, and your whole body and health is going to be in jeopardy. So finding good, healthy fats, and coconut oil is definitely that healthy fat. Not only is it going to help with testosterone production because of the cholesterol, but great for boosting fat loss because of the MCT, medium chain triglycerides. Great for heart health, great for brain function. So definitely coconut oil is in that program and it's key. Use that to cook with. I use the coconut oil to cook with all the time. I don't use anything else but coconut oil. Coconut water. This is another great drink. Now, this drink, I only tell people to drink this after the workout, right? Because again, this is a perfect post-workout drink to help replenish glycogen stores. This isn't something that I would drink all the time. It's just something that I would drink post workout if I need to, or maybe put it into a smoothie, like a post-workout smoothie. But coconut milk, on the other hand, this is not something we want to be drinking. Milk specifically. Coconut milk although it has some good nutritious benefits, also is hyper processed and has BPA in it, right? BPAs are linked to cancer, they're linked to diabetes, and of course, they increase your body's estrogen, which causes hormonal imbalance. I tell you guys before, milk increases your prolactin, which increases estrogen, or specific milk like coconut milk has BPAs in it, which we want to stay away from. That will, again, increase your natural response to estrogen. We want to keep estrogen levels down because we need a little bit, obviously, for sex and for, that sort of thing. We need a bit of estrogen, no doubt. But too much estrogen causes your belly fat storage, blocks testosterone production, and throws your body into, into the female feminized state, right? Man boobs, etc. So no coconut milk. I'm actually gonna say one last thing too about this. The reason why I put the guide together, the nutrition guide with the foods that are in there, is because these are the foods that are Metatest Boost approved foods that you can eat that will help you increase your testosterone, increase your metabolism, burn fat, build muscle, like energy, sleep, everything you need, like increase health, and get you off of all those prescription drugs. Like those foods are over 40 alpha approved for men over 40. So when I put that together, it's like, okay, focus on just the foods on the list. Don't try to find other foods that are not on the list. The reason why these foods are on the list is because they work. If you try to look for other foods, you're just going to be like, okay, well, this is on this. What about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? Man, make things super simple for you. Choose the 3 to 4 go-to foods that you like for each one: starchy carb, healthy fat, protein, vegetables, and fruits each week, or, and stick to that. Stick to those foods until you get all of your results. Once you get the results you're looking for, once you're happy with your health, happy with your testosterone, happy with your body, happy with your muscle growth, happy with your fat loss, happy with your energy, happy with your libido, then you can start going, let me kind of see what else is out there that I can add maybe to just, spark things out. I mean, the food list is huge. The food list is absolutely massive. So you have a lot of foods to choose from, but always looking for other things. What that does is that causes is you're always causing a disruption in your focus, right? I give you everything. Here, just follow this. Here. Oh no, what about this? What about this? What about this? Like being hyper and laser focused means you're laser focused on the task at hand. The task is given to you through nutrition, the workouts, the sleep, the coaching, everything else. So always trying to grasp for other things, specifically if you're new. Listen, if you're in phase 12, phase 9, phase 15, totally get it. But if you're brand new, phase 1, phase 2, so phase 1 to phase 9, that's for me, that's considered brand new. Not, 9 months, you're still new. Actually, 1 year would probably be till you hit 1 year. And then once you get there, then you can start like looking around, seeing what, maybe try, intermittent fasting or try something else. But until then, there's no reason for you to be looking elsewhere, because you're just putting a barrier in place. You're putting your own barrier in place, right? You're like, you know what? I think I know more than Funk does. Let me ask him about this. Nah, man, stick to the plan. All right, that's just the what do you call those things? A public service note.
Tangent. Oh, okay. Hold off on the Thai curries until maybe 1 year in, or cheat days.
Oh, totally.
A lot of coconut cream.
Yeah, totally.
So yes. Good though.
Yeah, that's your guilt-free meal. Guilt-free meal for sure.
For sure. Rob Raimondo, what's the deal with chickpeas? I don't see them in the food guide, so I have a couple questions. Are they considered a starchy carb or a protein? And should we eat them as part of our nutrition or avoid them?
Okay, so chickpeas. All right, so chickpeas, once again, it's not on the guide. Chickpeas are good. They're a good source of fiber. They actually sit in the middle of being a protein and carb. They're both, right? They're both. They've got 46, but the only thing about the protein in chickpeas is plant protein. Plant protein is not very high on the biological value of the biological scale, right? We don't want to be, like I say, we want animal protein specifically for us men, as much as possible. So the protein level of protein isn't very high, but chickpeas are still, they're still healthy. And what I would do with chickpeas, well, here's the thing. If you get chickpeas in a can, guess what? Literally most things you get in a can is going to have bisphenol, which is bisphenol A, which is BPAs. Okay. We just talked about BPAs causing estrogen, right? Causing your hormonal, imbalance, and causing your body's natural response to estrogen to increase, right? So again, I don't know much about chickpeas because I don't eat them because of that. They're not really a big source of protein for me. They're definitely not a carb. Like I wouldn't use it as a starchy carb, and I wouldn't use it as your protein. And the fact that they're in cans, you're going to get that BPA. So my advice to you is, if you want to use chickpeas or these legumes, use it as an add-on, right? So I wouldn't use it as either a protein or a carb. I would just use it as an add-on. So sometimes people like to have, let's say your plate looks like this. You've got basmati rice. Then you put in some grass-fed beef. You got nice grass-fed beef right there. Then you're gonna throw in some a salad, like a spinach salad, and then you're gonna have avocado. But in that salad, you're gonna throw some chickpeas in there. You're gonna say, you know what? I want some chickpeas in my salad. Beautiful, fine. It's neither there nor there. Because you have your starchy carb, you have your protein. You don't need to worry about like, oh, is this a carb or protein? Just throw that in there. If you really need those chickpeas, use it as an add-on. Don't use it as a food. So you're not gonna go, okay, Funk, you know what? My meal today was rice, chickpeas as my protein. And then salad and avocado. Or hey, Funk, today my carbs was chickpeas. No, that's not how it works. Chickpeas, in this case, for us men over 40, okay, chickpeas you would want to use as an add-on. Okay, so it's both starch and protein, both starchy. It's both a carb and protein, but use it as an add-on. Okay, don't use it as a meal. But guess what? It's not even on our list. So I don't even know why we're having this conversation, because it's not even on our list. And Rob Ramondo, you're new to this. You're new to this. So, I mean, if you like, oh man, no, but Funk, I really love chickpeas, man. I've been eating them all my life. They're amazing. Well, if you've been eating them for a long time and you ended up where you were, then that may be one of those foods that you may not want to start eating, because you know that depending on where you get it from, if you're getting it from a can, it may have BPAs, may have a little bit more estrogen, et cetera, et cetera. So, again, I would just use it as an add-on, and not a ton of it, but as an add-on if I was to use it at all, which I wouldn't, but there you go. Hopefully that helps.
Plus, it's easy to dummy a lot of hummus.
Yes, exactly. Well, I wouldn't even go with the hummus stuff because that's processed. Like there's shit in hummus to keep it going. There's probably sugars in hummus. So definitely don't, unless you're going to make it fresh on your own. But again, hummus is estrogenic because of the BPAs, right? And because of some of the things you put in the hummus. I know that there was somebody in the Brotherhood who was always having hummus and then realized, shit, hummus increases estrogen. Oh my God. I'm like, yes, of course it does. That's why you don't see hummus on my list. So let's go, guys. Let's go. Stick to the list.
Let's go.
For now.
Okay, we got another Rob Raimondo YouTuber, Dr. He's a curious kitten. Dr. Eric Berg promotes eating 4 to 5 eggs a day in one of his videos. It's no surprise that eggs are a great source of protein, and modern day studies have shown no link to increased bad cholesterol, LDL. However, it does increase good cholesterol, HDL. He also mentions that 48% of egg protein becomes muscle tissue, which is higher than any other protein source. So I'm wondering if you agree with this and if you'd recommend eating 4 to 5 eggs a day.
Great question, Rob. Thank you so much. Yes, eggs are incredible. And yes, I definitely tell you guys to eat 4 to 5 eggs per day, 100%. In fact, when I have my, when I eat eggs, when I have my omelets, usually, or egg scramble, basically what I will do is I'll have like 3 or 4 eggs, whole eggs, and then I'll put a whole carton of egg scramble, egg whites. egg whites, just because it's just, I don't want to eat up all the eggs because there's two of us. My wife eats eggs all the time. So I'll put egg whites. I'll put 3 whole eggs. I'll mix it up, and I may not eat all of it at once because I like to meal prep. But yeah, man, go for it. I mean, I wouldn't use egg protein powder. That's a little bit different, but the protein from eggs, from actual whole food eggs, is great. So yeah, definitely. I mean, yes, 100%. If that's doable for you, then do it. But if it's something you're trying to force, like, oh, okay, well, Dr. Berg and Funk says to eat 4 to 5 eggs a day. So yeah, I mean, like if that's 4 or 5 eggs, so you can throw, and it's so funny because, just a side note here, Rob, whenever we go out, like let's say I go out or we're traveling, right? And we sit down for breakfast at a breakfast spot. The first thing I do is I go, can I get 5 eggs? Like, because it usually only has 2 or 3 eggs. I always ask for 5 eggs. Can I get 5 to 6 eggs, please? When we're at the cottage, and my sister or Angela or what have you will say, how many eggs do you want? I will say 6. Just give me 6, sunny side up, 6 eggs. That starts the process. And then I have avocado. I have my Ezekiel bread, or potatoes, right, for breakfast, and then some greens. So yeah, man, go for it, Rob. Go for it, 100%.
Thumbs up. All right, we've got Rob Raimondo.
Yeah.
Sesame seed oil as a flavoring. You got something?
Sesame seed oil.
Yeah, good or bad? Google says it's good. What does the Funkster say?
Okay, so once again, I'm just going to reiterate this for Rob again. Please, Rob, stick to what's on the list. Okay, because once again, this is what happens. You're just putting up a barrier. So sesame seeds are a potent source of phytoestrogens, Rob. That means it could be healthy, definitely high in antioxidants, strong anti-inflammatory, great for your heart, helps to control blood sugar, great for arthritis, great for protecting you against the sun rays, right? But it also increases your estrogen levels. So what are we trying to do here? Decrease estrogen, increase testosterone. Like I say a lot of times, there's a lot of healthy foods out there, but not for men over 40. Not for us guys. Not for us. We can't have certain things that other people that are deemed healthy in other diets or on Google. Like, Rob, stay off Google, man. Stay off Google. Focus on the Brotherhood. Focus on what you have in front of your face and execute 100% for a whole year. Once you're over 40 alpha, then we can go into other stuff. But I know that, listen, I'm not trying to dissuade you. I know that you're just information, now I think when people start programs, it starts to open up their mind to better health and, trying to look for better health. I totally understand that. But what that also does is it puts an interruption into the focus. It interrupts your focus, your discipline, and what the task at hand is. The task at hand is following the Over 40 Alpha program that's designed specifically for you until you get those the results, or until you've been here for 9-10 months or what have you, where it's like a lifestyle. Because remember, this is a lifestyle. This should be a lifestyle right off the bat, right? Like, it should be a no-brainer, and it's simple. We don't want to expand things so that the whole problem is we want this to be sustainable lifestyle. And when you keep adding things, it complicates stuff, specifically in your learning stage. After a year, we consider you guys experts, right? Over 40 Alpha, you're pretty much an expert. In the Facebook group, you're an expert because you lived it for a year. If you live something for a year and get results, you've truly learned a lot. But if you're just learning and then you're trying to, like, oh, what about this? What about this? Like, it interrupts your goal and it prolongs your results. Because then you're just going to keep doing this. You're going to keep going on, and you're going to watch this program about freaking plant-based, and then you're going to come back and ask about plant-based, and then you're going to watch this thing, and then Oprah's going to have something on, and then Google's going to come up, and then your feed's going to come up. Like, it could go on forever, and you're just going to keep coming on here and asking questions and not focus on the task at hand. So I'm not dissuading you from this stuff. I totally am not. but I see it all the time. Like, this is not the first time Rick and I have been on this call where we've seen people just list out questions and be like, dude, just, and then 3 months later, oh yeah, Funk, you know what? When you made that you made that thing, you told me to just do this, and then I did it, and I got better results. I'm like, yeah, exactly. This isn't a crapshoot here, man. This is like a proven system that works. Like, yeah, you gave me that advice to like go to 4 meals a day instead of trying intermittent fasting here and intermittent fasting. And oh my God, like I lost weight right off the bat. My belly fat was gone. Like, yeah, because it works. But when you're trying to freaking do carb cycling and intermittent fasting and vegan and this and that and trying to figure things out, man, you're just going to go right back to where you were. So, Rob, I want you to focus, man. Focus on the task at hand. All right, next up.
All right. We got Anthony Raimondo. Heard Funk Santa's podcast that, well, potatoes should only be eaten on workout days. Should I stay away from them on rest days?
Okay, so Anthony Raimondo is Rob Raimondo's brother, just to let you know. Okay.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to the Raimondos. So, Rob Raimondo. Rob has been on in this program for a while, actually.
Yeah.
Anthony's the younger one. Sorry, I just realized that. It's just because I got all these questions, it kind of threw me for a loop. Why is Rob asking all these questions? Anyways, all right. But these questions could have been asked a while ago. Okay. Let's talk about this white potato thing, podcasting, because one of the things that we have to be aware of just before we go into this, I'm not sure which podcast I mentioned that I only eat white potatoes on my workout days. First and foremost, if you quote me on something that you heard me say, please give us the context. So give me the context. What was the context behind me talking about it? Like, what was my goal during that time? Was it, I'm doing this because I'm trying to cut weight. I'm doing this because, of this reason. I'm doing this because, for whatever reason. Like, I need to know why I said that, because I don't always not eat white potatoes on my rest day, on my rest days. Sometimes I just eat white potatoes whenever I want to eat white potatoes, because they're part of my alpha meta test boost program. Was I trying to, if I was trying to add mass, then I would eat white potatoes all the time, right? If I'm trying to get shredded, then maybe at that time I go, okay, I'm trying to get shredded right now, so I'm only going to have the white potato just after my workout, and have sweet potatoes or rice in between. Like, there's no, so that's why if you hear something, just give me a little bit more context, because you could hear it. A lot of times you hear something and you just take that, and that's gospel. But in the next thing I said, oh yeah, the reason why I do that is because I'm currently trying to get shredded for a shoot, then that would make more sense. Or I do that because I'm trying to whatever, then that would make more sense. I just need a little bit more context. But for you, when it comes to you and eating white potato, I need to know what your goal is. Because if your goal is to add mass, then I would tell you, no, eat white potato pretty much with every meal, specifically with your meal 2 and meal 3, because you're trying to add mass. You're trying to add a little bit more mass, but healthy mass, right? So that you can add more muscle mass or what have you. If your goal is to, if you're trying to, again, keep shredding or whatever it is, then, eating potatoes on your non-workout days, I mean, I don't know, man. There's no right or wrong. It also depends on the frequency. It also depends on your goals. Like, there's so many. I mean, there's so many factors that can go into it. Where you would kind of manipulate the white potatoes, right? Like, so again, if your goal is mass, then you can eat them all the time. If your goal is to shred, then yeah, maybe I would just only have them after my workout, because my body's primed to take that in, and then around my workouts, I may have sweet potato instead. But again. And then on my rest day, I may only have sweet potato. But if I only have potato in the house, then I'm eating potato all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to, oh shit, I only have potato. It's a non-workout day. I can't eat potatoes. Oh no. I need this. I need the starchy, healthy carbs. So why don't we, Anthony, I'm not sure what your goal is, but if your goal, come back with another question about what your goal is, or think about what your goal is, right? If your goal is to, add muscle mass, then definitely you want to eat more white potato. If your goal is to lean out a bit, then yeah, I mean, the best time to eat the white potato if your goal is to lean out would just be after your workout, because again, your body's primed to replenish the glycogen stores that you lost during the workout. So that's my advice. Everyone is different though. Some people can rip through potatoes. Some people are skinny fat, so eating potatoes all the time, perfect, right? It all depends. It all depends.
It all depends. All right, got it. You know where to find us if you've got more questions on that with your goals. We're going to go to David W. Jacob, wondering if can we eat couscous?
Good question. Good question. I believe couscous is not on the list. I'm pretty sure it's not on that list because you wouldn't be asking that question if it was. And
correct.
Couscous is not gluten-free. So there's gluten in couscous, which is why it's not on that list. And I found out the hard way. I actually found out the hard way because I was eating couscous a lot years ago because it was easy for me, right? I buy a box of couscous, throw it in. Hey, couscous is healthy. Right, couscous is healthy. It's traditional.
It's good.
It's Indian. It's healthy. It's an alternative to rice or
quinoa
or what have you. So yeah, maybe I'll have couscous. No, it's got gluten in it, and we don't want gluten because what does gluten do? What does gluten do? Gluten kills us. It makes us less of a man. Gluten it disrupts our endocrine system, right? And reduces our hormone production, right? So there are studies that show that gluten and testosterone deficiency are linked. So the more gluten you have in your nutrition, the less testosterone you're going to have, right? So without getting into too much detail, you don't want to be, having gluten. The gluten is one of those things that we try to keep out of our diet, right? It's linked to low libido, linked to low energy, linked to an inability to build muscle. The more gluten you have in your diet, the less chances you're going to be able to build muscle. So we don't want to disrupt our hormonal production by adding these type of things in. So no to couscous, yes to quinoa, yes to short grain rice, yes to rice flour, yes to millet. Right? Those are gluten-free alternatives to couscous. So hopefully that helps, David.
Nice one. Okay, we got David W. Jacob with another. Can we add nutritional yeast to cooked food?
Now you're talking, Dave. Now you're talking, my brother. Dave W. Jacob. Great question, my man. Nutritional yeast. This is one of those foods that's one of the must-have. I should go downstairs and bring it up. This is a must-have for all of us. We all should go and get nutritional yeast because you can add this to so many different things. I add it to my salads. Sometimes I used to add it to my rice. I used to always add it to my sushi. So I used to go out. If you guys remember last year, most of my meals had sashimi, salmon sashimi. I ate that literally every day, until the place that I used to get it from no longer brought in salmon sashimi because their new cook or the person behind the thing didn't know how to debone them or what, make them into sushi anyway. So now I can't find it anymore. So I haven't had it. Oh God, I miss it so much, man. I'm telling you, that was a game changer for me. Now that I'm eating 3 meals a day and then add with a sashimi, that would be incredible. So yeah, I would add nutritional yeast. It's very, very good. It's it's a great source of protein and vitamins, but it also plays an important part in helping us increase our testosterone. It's got thiamine, it's got riboflavin, it's got niacin, it's got vitamin B. So all the good things that we need to help our hormones, the micronutrients that we need. And it also increases the level of our luteinizing hormone, which is a pituitary hormone that stimulates our testosterone. So, that's where the testosterone comes into play. Low in sodium, low in fat, gluten-free, and no sugars. And it increases our luteinizing hormone, which stimulates testosterone production. So yeah, man, I mean, you could put that on everything. You could put that on everything for sure.
Great on popcorn.
In fact, every time you see that salad that I post, it has nutritional yeast in it every time. So there you go. Yeah, great on popcorn. You shouldn't be eating popcorn.
Yeah, but it's not on the list, of course. We got David W. Jacob, I don't know if you're gonna like this one, but can we use palm oil when cooking?
Wow. Okay, great question, David. Again, start off a little light, come up with a big home run. Now it's your third up to bat. Unfortunately, you're going to strike out here because palm oil is very high saturated fat. Now we do need a little bit of saturated fat, no doubt, but palm oil is like I said, it's high in saturated fat, and you're going to find palm oil in things like cereals, things like baked goods, like breads, cookies, muffins, protein bars, diet bars, chocolate, coffee creamers, margarine, and it increases your bad cholesterol, right? So if you think about it, man, if palm oil is used for cereals, baked goods, protein bars, chocolate, coffee creamers, margarine, all of the things that kill our T levels, kill our health, make us fat, make us unhealthy, why the hell would I cook with palm oil? And it increases our LDL cholesterol. That's not what we want, man. So no, you do not want to be cooking with palm oil. You want to be cooking with coconut oil. Guys, here's another PSA. Everybody listening to this Ask Funk and to this podcast, after this is done, go out to the grocery store and buy a big tub of coconut oil. Every single person. There's so many things that you can use coconut oil for. Cooking, the cooking that we're going to be doing, coconut oil, but you can put it on your, I used to put coconut oil on my face before I slept, wake up. It's really good for skin. You can throw coconut oil pretty much everywhere and anywhere. You can just literally put in your coffee and have like an energy coffee with black coffee and coconut oil. It's got the MCT in there, so it's great for fat loss. So there's so many things, and testosterone and everything else because of the good fats and healthy fats that it has in it. So coconut oil is the way to go when it comes to cooking. Just cook everything in coconut oil.
There you have it.
Yes.
Speaking of which, a little bit, Chris McGill, we've got, is ghee better than grass-fed butter?
Nice.
Did not buy it, just asking a question.
Yeah, great question, Chris McGee. Yeah, great question, Mr. McGee. Thank you so much, Chris. Or Mr. McGee. Yeah. You know, I called you McGee because he said there was G. So G Butter, McGee. Sorry, Chris McGill. Gosh, I love you, buddy. I absolutely love you. Out from out west. Okay, so grass-fed versus G or ghee. Ghee's good, man. It's one of those spreads that are used in Indian cuisine quite a bit. It's very good. I have ghee and I have grass-fed butter. I don't really use ghee too much because it has a little bit of a nuttier flavor to it, which I don't like. I will only use ghee or ghee whenever I ran out of grass-fed butter, which now I never do, because when I go buy grass-fed butter, I buy like 10. So I never run out because I use it in my coffee. But if you're gonna go between ghee and grass-fed butter, they're both pretty much the same, man. It's whatever you want. It's whatever you like. They're pretty much same in the nutritional value they're gonna give us. It all comes down to what you want more, which one you like more, like which one you like to use more, which one you like the taste more. Ghee I think it's a little bit more lactose free. So if you are lactose, if you're lactose intolerant, then you may want to go more in the G direction. If grass-fed butter doesn't, treat your body right, but I would definitely go with the G. I mean, sorry, choose whatever you want. I like grass-fed butter, but choose whatever you want. And yes, you can put G or ghee into bulletproof coffee or what have you. So yeah, I mean, you can use them both in the exact same way. But I know that you didn't buy it. You're just asking the question. But there's a question for those of you who do. And I know that we have a lot of guys who live in India and Pakistan that use ghee in our program. So absolutely. Or G, or however you want to pronounce it.
However it's pronounced. Either way. Can't get behind the flavor, but
yeah,
good to know it's good.
Totally.
All right. There you have it. We've got Anthony Raimondo. Smoothies for dinner when time is short.
Okay. So great question, Anthony. Thanks so much. I think Anthony and I've we haven't talked about this, but okay. So sure, if you have not had a smoothie during the day, 100% you can have a smoothie at dinner. I mean, one of the things that I talk about is you don't want to smoothie your way through your day. You don't want to just have a breakfast smoothie, then a lunch smoothie, then a dinner smoothie. Like that's not what this program's about, because you want to get your foods from real whole foods. But like you said, you're short on time. So you come home, you're short on time, or maybe you have a late workout and it's really, really late and you just want to, pack your smoothie in with good nutrients. Definitely you can do that. Just if you're going to be your second smoothie a day, no way, man. No way. And the reason why people mostly resort to multiple smoothies is because they don't meal prep, right? I know some people meal prep their smoothies because they want it in the morning because it's great and so it's what have you. That's great. That's totally great. I don't listen, I give you smoothie guides literally every week. That I give you a smoothie recipe. So that's great. But I'm just giving you guys recipes, not for you to have to use that smoothie that day. It's more like, sleep smoothie. Oh, let me try this one tonight. I'm having problems sleeping, and then all of a sudden, that smoothie puts me to sleep. So don't always want to get your foods from real whole foods, always. But smoothies are a great way to get nutrients in if you're short on time. But you have to make sure that smoothie is packed. Right, you got to have put in those steel cut oats raw, put in lean pro 30, scoop in a bit, put in lean pro 30 whey protein, put in your avocado or almond butter for your healthy fats. Use water, don't use almond milk or anything. Just use water. And lots of vegetables and fruits. This is a perfect time to put in kale and all these berries, frozen vegetables, frozen fruits, all those things. So yeah, definitely you can do that, but just make sure that it's not the second one and it's not something you do all the time. Like, don't rely on smoothies for dinner. Right? Eat whole foods, specifically if you're doing a muscle. And now here's just a little caveat, seeing that we're on the heels of a challenge. The dumbbell challenge is to help you build lean muscle, and to build muscle and help you with recovery and help keep your metabolism going, you're going to need to eat real whole foods, specifically at the intensity of this program. Like, we're going to be working out 5 times a week. That is very intense, specifically with these workouts, specifically using dumbbells, specifically going as heavy as we go during these workouts, metabolic workouts. Your body's going to be screaming for real whole foods. So, yeah. So hopefully that answers your question, Anthony. Yes, you can, for sure. But A, try not to make it a habit, and B, make sure it's not the second smoothie you have in the day.
Got it. We got Marcelo Doria Costa, who's almost finished phase 1. And is it okay to replace dinner with a protein shake? He doesn't really feel the need to eat that much in the evenings, and he hasn't experienced the weight loss expected. He lost around 6 pounds, not 9 pounds. So there's the explanation behind.
Okay. Okay. Well, first and foremost, welcome, Marcello. This is great. Marcelo Costa, welcome to the Brotherhood. Congratulations on almost finishing phase number 1, which is our fat shred phase. And congratulations on losing 6 pounds, man, because that is amazing. In just 28 days, losing 6 pounds, it's huge, man. That is huge. You wanted to lose 9 pounds, but that's just you throwing out a random number without even knowing what to expect. So just because you didn't lose the 9 pounds doesn't mean you throw everything out the door, right? Because all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, I didn't lose 9. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to jeopardize my results by slowing down my metabolism and holding on to fat and gaining weight. Because when you pull a one of our meals away, because remember, it's 3 meals a day: breakfast, lunch, dinner. Okay, so that's what our 3 meals are. When you take that dinner away, you take it away and just have a protein shake, which would be, I'm assuming you're just saying protein, right? Like protein and water. Then what you're doing is you're telling your body, oh, okay, Marcelo, you're not actually giving me the energy I need. You need the carbs, because the carbs, what carbohydrates do, the starchy carbs, they support your thyroid, which is your metabolism, your fat burning metabolism, which will help you burn fat, because we're not just here to lose weight. We're actually here to decrease our fat, our body fat percentage, increase our lean muscle mass, and also increase our testosterone and keep all the other hormones at bay, right? And healthy. So this is not just a weight loss program, but I do understand that when guys come into the program, the first 2 or 3 months, they're so focused on the weight that they don't realize, hey, it's not about the weight, it's about the transformation, how I feel, and what my hormones are saying. But when you take away some food, like a whole meal, and just have protein, which, I mean, a protein shake would be a snack. What you're doing is you're jeopardizing your metabolism and you're slowing down your metabolism. So now your metabolism is going to be slowed down because you don't have carbs, because you're putting your body into starvation mode. And when our bodies are very, very smart. They go into starvation mode and they go, oh, okay, Marcelo, we're going to just slow everything down. And we're going to hold on to fat because you're not giving us the carbs, which our bodies use for energy, right? Glycogen for energy. So we're going to hold on to fat. We're going to burn the protein, which you never, ever want. You don't want your body to use protein as its number one energy source because we don't naturally produce protein. So protein is the building blocks of our muscles, our bones, and the metabolic processes. So now if your body is taking that protein and using it as energy because you're not giving everything else, it's holding on to fat. If you're not even having fat, then it's really going to be holding on to that fat without even using some of the fat and the cholesterol from the fat for testosterone. So now your body's slowing down, and now you're jeopardizing your testosterone, your metabolism. Protein's not going to where it needs to go. You're not getting the micronutrients from the vegetables and the greens. And now your body's going to go, okay. So now you're going into phase 2, which is a sarcopenia fighting phase where we try to build muscle. Okay, so now we're trying to build muscle here. Now we're trying to we took the first phase of getting as much fat down, which you're going to lose weight. Second phase is about, now let's build a little bit more muscle. So you're not going to lose any weight in phase 2. You're not going to lose any weight in phase 2. It's all about getting stronger and starting to look and see some muscle. And then in phase 3, we do the total body shred, where in phase 3 now we add a day of fasting to kickstart everything to get you to that weight loss where you want. Because again, muscle is denser than fat, which means muscle weighs more. So now you're going into a phase that we're trying to build muscle, and you're going to be, and here you are staring down, because what happens is you stare down at the scale. Your head's like this. You don't even see the magic that's happening with your body. You're just doing this every day. I didn't lose weight today. I didn't lose weight today. I didn't lose weight today. All freaking, and who knows how many times you weigh yourself, but let's just pretend that you only weigh yourself once a week. Right. Let's just say that. So you look down once a week. I didn't lose weight. I didn't lose weight. I didn't lose weight. I didn't lose weight. Hey, Funk, I didn't lose weight this phase. Can I, this isn't working. Meanwhile, if you look up in the mirror every week, it's like, oh, wait a minute. I've got a little bit of definition here. Oh, my chest. I'm seeing a little bit of my chest. Oh, I'm a little bit stronger now because I've been using these dumbbell. That's what phase 2 is about. Because muscle is denser than fat, which means muscle will weigh more. Like, you're not going to lose that weight, right? But you'll still get leaner because we're trying to burn body fat. So the body fat percentage, that's why I try to tell you guys, track through measurements, track through body fat percentage, track through clothing, track through, taking pictures every week so you can see yourself. That's where you're going to see the results. So listen, 10,000 men have gone down this road, before you, and succeeded greatly by following the program. So Marcelo, just follow the program. Your 9 pounds was something you threw out there. That's arbitrary. You can't just say, oh, I want to lose 30 pounds this month, and if I don't lose 30 pounds, that's not realistic. That's not realistic. We don't know how much you needed to lose. We don't know if you actually stuck to the nutrition plan. Like, there's so many things that factors, and your body's just getting used to everything, this new lifestyle, the workouts, the nutrition, the sleep, the focusing on stress, the recovery. You got to give it 90 days, at least 90 days, at least. But remember, this is 24 months. You still got 23 phases. I'm sure you're going to lose those 9 pounds within 23 phases. So you'll be good. Believe me, just stick to the program. Stick to the program.
Stick to the program. All right. And we got Assad Bengash asking about farro grains. I did not see this on the master list of grains and want to know what Funk's thoughts were on farro and if we can use it in place of rice as a starchy carb.
Yeah, so this is not the first time. First of all, great question, Assad. Amazing. Welcome to the Brotherhood. And this is not the first time we've had this question. Someone has asked this question before from a different part of the world. And I don't have that in the list, but I will add it. I think I even said that and I haven't added it. So I think I now have to add farro, because farro is an extremely nutritious grain. It's a great source of fiber. It's a great source of magnesium, zinc, and vitamin B. All three micronutrients are key to testosterone production, will help with testosterone, will support your testosterone. Plus, farro is great for like it lowers type 2 diabetes, lowers heart disease, and it's gut friendly. So if you have gut issues, it's very gut friendly. Great with antioxidants, polyphenols. Like it is a very, very solid starchy carb or grain. So yes, you can definitely use it. I definitely have to add farro to that list. For sure, we are updating the nutrition guide, so I will have Estella go in and add that, because yeah, it is very good. And although I don't need it, and I don't, it's not. I mean, I don't need it, but it's a great testosterone supporting grain. So yes, 100% of that. Sometimes there are stuff on the list that don't belong there. I mean, that do belong there. So yes, you're right.
All right, good question. Yeah. We've got Anthony Balasakin. I want to lose some stubborn belly fat, so reducing my carbs. I have a complete 10-ounce smoothie with steel cut oats and fruit before and after work, but I'm thinking of eliminating both or one. Will having just fruit for my carbs be enough? Maybe high carbs like starchy carbs in the morning, and then reduce carbs or have fruits on the carbs list for carbs later in the day with minimal for dinner. Proteins will be mainly fish, chicken, or seafood with an occasional steak.
Yeah. So thank you so much for this question, Anthony. And Anthony and I off the record have talked about this, but this is a very good teaching moment, because there's a lot going on here, as you guys can see. In this question, there's so many things happening. Did Anthony start with his testosterone in this question?
No. Okay. I want to lose some stubborn belly fat.
Okay, that's another question. Okay, so reducing carbs to lose belly fat is not the way to go. That's actually cannibalizing your results. That'll actually add belly fat, because as I've mentioned before, your body needs carbs for metabolism. Metabolism burns fat. Belly fat is the hardest part for us to lose. It's the last part where our fat goes. It's the last part where we lose fat. So we need to do everything we can to support our metabolism, and starchy carbs supports our thyroid, which helps with our fat burning metabolism. This is just layman's terms, but you know what I'm saying. So reducing your carbs in the way that you're thinking about, Anthony, is going to cannibalize and your results you're not going to get the results you're looking for. Okay, that's number one. Okay, so keep the carbs going. Number two, don't smoothie your way through the day. So right there, you're getting 2 smoothies a day. And who knows what's in those smoothies? Because you're saying, I put some steel cut oats. Who knows how much? I put in some fruit, maybe some protein in there, But so it's just like, I don't even think you're not getting enough food throughout the day for the work that you do and the workouts, because I know you're very, very busy. You're very stressed. You're very it's go, which is causing a lot of stress. So fruit is not a starchy carb. Fruit is a fruit, and vegetables. It's here it is. Thank you, Victor Silva. Here, I'm just putting this up. If you're listening to this, I just put up our balance plate graphic. Thank you very much. It's actually a physical thing, but as you can see, every plate needs to have a source of starchy carb, protein, healthy fat, and fruits or vegetables. Okay. Every plate, every smoothie, every meal should have all 4 of those on the plate. So again, fruit is not enough at all. It's not even close. And it's not sustainable. if you want to crash, if you want to like set yourself up for an absolute disaster, you're doing it with not eating carbs, specifically at the rate you go. So if you decrease your carbs, you will slow down your metabolism. If you slow down your metabolism, you'll hold on to fat. You won't build muscle, and your testosterone levels will continue to decrease. Okay. All you need to do is follow the meal plan and plan out your meals. You're not planning. You're not doing any meal planning. Your protein being fish, chicken, and seafood is great, but follow the meal plan. Make things simple. Stick to 3 to 4 or 2 to 3 even. Go to, carbs, starchy carbs, healthy fats, proteins, vegetables, and fruits to keep it simple for you. So when you meal prep, you're just cooking a ton of, let's say it's chicken 1 week. So tons of chicken, rice, a whole big thing of rice, or even if it's sweet potato, mashed sweet potato, you buy a whole bunch of sweet potato, boil it up, mash it up, put some grass-fed butter in it, and then you have some avocado. I don't even know. I haven't even seen anything about the fats in here. I'm sure you do eat fats, but I don't see any fats in here. And that is very concerning, because it's the healthy fats that produce testosterone. Actually, you know what? That produce testosterone. That could be one of the things that are that. Anyways, sorry, I just had a moment where I just had an aha moment where that could also be it. What I want you to do, Anthony, I think we have talked about this afterwards. I think we did lay out, you're going to have 3 meals a day, because I know you talked about doing carb cycling, and then you talked about intermittent fasting. You talked about all these things. And because all these things are happening, you're not focused at just 3 meals a day. Keep it super simple, right? And meal prep so that you're prepared for the week, specifically if you work the way you work. But you can send me your exact meal plan, but just follow the meal plan. Follow what was working before when you first started this program.
All right. Sounds good. We got Marcelo Dorea Costa with another question. He's starting to follow the nutrition plan today. Already have a question. The guide says 1.5 cups of jasmine rice for lunch. Is that right? Seems like a lot of rice.
You want to confirm it here?
Cups.
Yeah. So good job. Yeah. 1.5 cups of rice. That is a lot of rice. That's a ton of rice.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll have to take a look at that. I don't know what guide you're looking at. That could be the older guide, and you're probably in the muscle building phase. So knowing what phase you're in would be good. But I'm gonna pull out something for you, Marcelo, to keep these things simple. Just don't worry about how much you have on your plate. Just worry about having a healthy starchy carb, a protein, a source of vegetables and fruits, and then a healthy fat on your plate with every meal. And when you do that, post your meals in the Brotherhood in the Facebook group so we can see it. We can say, oh, Marcelo, you need a little bit more carbs here, or you need a little bit more fat here, or you need a little bit more here. Because that will give you an idea of the amount that you should be having. I'm not sure why it says 1.5 cups. Wow, that's crazy. Anyways, it may be muscle building. Anyways, I will look into that for sure, but I don't even know what phase you would have seen that in. But I'll check. And then the other thing is you want to go to, if in this you can link to the alpha meals, so that you can see in our alpha meals we have like recipes, right? But they're not really recipes. They're actually real meals from the real guys who do this program and get real results. We have a whole book that's all dinners, a whole book that's all breakfast, and a whole book that's all lunches. And so you can see specifically the actual foods and the plate sizes and the portion size that most of these guys use. But stick to just stick to ensuring that you're getting, on every plate or smoothie, you have a starchy complex carbs from a list, healthy fat, vegetables or fruits, depending on when you're eating, and protein, and put that on that plate, and just make sure it's always on your plate. And then we can post it, and then we can look at portion sizing for you. Right? Like just follow this.
Sounds good.
Obviously, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. I'm digressing here for a second. When it says 1 cup, I think it's 1 cup cooked is what it means. It's 1.5 cups cooked, not 1.5 cups uncooked. So if you're in
Big distinction.
if you're in phase 2, then it does make sense that you would be a cup and a half in phase 2, because phase 2 we are increasing we're increasing our carbs. So it actually does make sense. Sorry, because when I was looking at this, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, it does make sense, because right here, see, 1 serving on our regular plan is 1 cup of cooked, right? So sorry, I was thinking like, no, that's got to be wrong. So one cup is 1 serving. This is 1 serving of starchy carb. This is 1 cup right here, pretty much, depending on how big your hands are. That's 1 cup. So it does make sense for me that for one of the meals, you're going to increase, because we're trying to build muscle. So we're increasing our carb intake a little bit. But if you're nervous, then just stick to the 1 cup. Cooked, not uncooked. Cooked. Yes.
There it is.
Cooked, yes.
All right, we got it.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a ton.
Yeah,
We got Bruce Taylor.
All right, Bruce.
CT.
Captain Bruce. Whoa, Captain Bruce. Captain Bruce. Captain Bruce. Captain Bruce. Bruce Taylor is our captain, by the way. If you're listening to this right now, he's the one that helps. He's the most helpful, the most keep help me out here, Rick. He's in the Facebook group all the time. He helps the most brothers. He's so knowledgeable. Helps them in and outside of the Brotherhood. I mean, Bruce
probably takes the most selfies,
and
most comments,
and he's got a tattoo that
love.
I'm still waiting for my tattoo here that I have to get. The Brotherhood tattoo that he has that I'm 100% getting. Like, he's got it tattooed. He's our captain. He's our man. I love Bruce very much. Went to see him in Australia. What do you got for me, Bruce? What do you got?
Well, he received an email about cognac, KONJAC, which also has glucosamine incorporated with it.
Yeah.
So cognac is a root and glucosamine is a fiber, and apparently aids in weight loss. So have you heard of them? And if so, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I think he means he got an outside email about this, and I think it may have been a supplement that he got. So they're both great, and in fact, I don't believe I'm going to say this. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I didn't want to say this,
but I'm
gonna say it here, and this is for Bruce Taylor. So cognac, I sometimes have cognac rice. Okay, so specifically if I'm cutting for photo shoots, I will have cognac rice. Now, cognac rice is very healthy. The only problem with cognac rice is that it's lower in calories. So sometimes you'll have a whole bag of cognac rice, right, already cooked, 60 calories, which is what I would use. And so you're thinking, oh, okay, that this is going to be my rice from now on. I'm just going to have cognac rice all the time. Here's the problem: you're not getting enough calories, so your energy levels are not satiated. You're not getting the energy levels that you need. You're not getting the energy that you need because you're not eating enough calories for the body. So I only use cognac rice when I'm cutting for shoots. If I'm cutting for a shoot, then I'll add more cognac rice to my nutrition, because a lot of times you're eating 5 meals a day. So they are lower in calories. I wouldn't tell people to go out and run out and get cognac rice, the 60-gram cognac rice, because I think if I did say that, then people would use that as their carb. They should not use it as your carb, because you're not going to have enough energy. If you're cutting for a shoot or whatever, that may be different, and that'll be part of that photo shoot program that I'm going to be uploading in the coming months. So for those of you who want to do before and afters, then you can use that program. But I mean, I don't know in regards to the supplementation behind it at all. I have no clue about the supplementation. I just know cognac. Yes, we know a lot about cognac rice. Cognac sticky rice, in fact, is what I have. It's called cognac sticky rice. But I don't have it as my carb all the time. I would have it only if I'm shooting, if I'm cutting, and that would only be once a day, or if it's late at night and I need to eat and I need to have carbs, like if it's like 10 p.m., 11 p.m. and I still got to eat, then I'm going to have cognac. I'm going to have cognac rice for sure. And then in the morning, I make sure I eat my breakfast, because I know that I didn't get enough carbs the night before. There
Sounds
you
like a yes, bud.
No, it's I've heard of it, but I don't know in what he's talking about it because I think he's talking about a supplement.
All right, you're talking about rice.
I don't know about the supplements. I don't know anything about that. Sorry, brother. I just know what I know about konjac, and that's konjac rice.
Okay, there you have it.
Yeah.
That's Funk's thoughts.
I know that's going to open up a whole Pandora's box for sure.
We'll leave it there.
Yeah.
We got Deepak D. What do you brothers think about plant protein shake?
Okay, so here we go. So as you guys know, just grab an older bottle of Lean Pro because I don't have my bags. No, my bags are downstairs because I actually use my protein. This is grass-fed whey protein isolate. Whey protein is the highest protein on the biological scale for protein. Okay, there's a biological value scale. You can look it up. You can see, whey protein, whole eggs, cow's milk, beef, casein, the list goes on. Plant protein is low on the list, right? The animal sources of protein have a much higher biological value than plant proteins like grains, nuts, seeds, what have you, for your protein source. Very low biological value, in fact. So the reason why most people succumb and go to plant proteins is because most 99% of the protein powders out there that are whey protein are horrible. They've got fillers in there, they've got sugars, they make you bloat, they make you gassy, they give you headaches, they get the runs. A lot of times you gain weight. Like, they're not clean protein powders. They got something in there, right? They're concentrate as opposed to isolate. No disrespect to any protein powders out there, but I stopped with protein because just having plant protein is too low. So you're not even getting any protein from it. So you're wasting your money. You're buying a protein powder thinking you're going to get the protein you need, and you're not even getting enough. So you're just wasting your money. So, and we want our protein as much as possible from animal proteins. That's what we want our protein from. So that's why I created Lean Pro, because grass-fed whey protein isolate, highest on the biological value, grass-fed, so no hormones. New Zealand, because in New Zealand the cows you can't feed them grains. It's got to be grass-fed, so highest value. I put probiotic formula in there so that it not only helps with absorption, but it helps with digestion, because that's a lot of the problems people have with all the other protein powders out there. I also made it lactose free, because even though there's protein powders out there that say it's lactose free, it's still not lactose free, because people who are lactose intolerant still have problems. This is lactose free 100%, because I'm lactose intolerant. I just had Lance over here the other day who uses Lean Pro. He's lactose intolerant. He goes, this is the first protein powder I've ever had that I don't have any problems. And any of you guys out there know that when you have Lean Pro 30, you don't have any digestive problems. The two of these alone will ensure probiotics and lactose. Plus, it's stevia sweetened. There's no sugar. There's a lot of hidden sugars in protein powders because they want it to taste good. This tastes incredible, and it's stevia sweetened, right? Plus, non-GMO, gluten-free, soy-free, and it tastes amazing. And the amount of protein you get with every scoop, 28-gram scoop, if you scoop up 28 grams of this, you're going to get 92% of that scoop is going to be protein. The other 7 is going to be probiotics, and the other 1 is stevia. Most times when you scoop up a protein powder, whether it's 20 grams, 24 grams, whatever, you're only getting maybe 60 to 70% of proteins. You're not even getting a lot. Not only is it low in protein, but you're not even getting enough. So no on the plant protein shake. Yes on the New Zealand grass-fed whey protein. And if you don't want mine, look for one that's comparable, right? Look for one with all the same things, which you won't find because we made this from scratch. So you're not going to find it. But I say no, not even close. Not even close. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your money. Eat real foods. Eat whole real foods or invest in Lean Pro, or else you're just literally wasting your money. You're giving your money away to the plant protein people. Give it to me, and you're going to get everything you need from the protein powder.
Yes, the plant protein shake isn't a full over 40 alpha approved meal.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Got it. All right. We got Dylan Wilson. wondering, can we eat protein bars instead of shakes?
Absolutely not, Dylan. So welcome, Dylan Wilson. Great question. Also, Deepak D, thank you for the question. Dylan, no, absolutely not. It's literally a candy bar. Okay, protein bars are candy bars. They, they're marked as they're healthy, but they've got so much sugar. It's not even funny. Like a Hershey bar. Okay, I guess hopefully, Dylan, you know what a Hershey bar is? That has like 19 grams of sugar. Okay, so just think about a Hershey bar as a chocolate bar. A Marathon protein bar has 23 grams of sugar. A Metrex big protein bar has 25 grams of sugar. These are protein bars now I'm talking about. Cliff Bar has a 22 grams of sugar. A Lara bar, depending on what you have, it's got 20 grams of sugar. Power bars have 26 grams of sugar, and so on and so on and so on. No way should you be eating. In fact, you shouldn't even need a protein bar because you're eating enough throughout the day that you don't need that snack. But if you're going to have a snack, just have a protein shake with water, right? That's what I do, because I do specifically now with the fact that I'm working out using dumbbell workouts more. Every day I will just, usually it's either mid-afternoon or before I go to bed. I'll put a big scoop of Lean Pro grass-fed whey protein into a small glass of water, or not a glass, a shaker of water, like my shaker. So I'll just put this much in. I'll put a massive insulated shaker bottle, by the way, keeps everything cold as ice for a long period, 24 hours. So I'll put that in here, put the scoop in, shake it up, drink it, and down it. I actually down it and then drink a glass of water after. Boom. First of all, because this tastes so amazing, tastes incredible, and I don't put a lot of water in it. So I don't water it down. I actually like it to taste chocolatey. So I just put a little bit of water in there. Anyways, no to protein bars. No to protein bars.
No to protein bars. All right, we got Marlon Mitchell.
Yeah.
Do we take creatine during resistance band workout?
Great question, Marlon. Great to have you, buddy. Great to have you here. Okay, so do we take creatine during resistance band program? So first and foremost, creatine, great supplement, amazing supplement. In fact, I have my advanced creatine again. Whenever I need these, next time I do these things, I gotta have my whole supplement line up here. It's all downstairs because I use it all the time, except for the creatine. I don't generally use creatine at the moment, but creatine is a great supplement, specifically for muscle building, right? Specifically for muscle building. So that being said, it's all up to you, right? So Marlon, if your goal is to build a little bit of mass, then yeah, go for it. You can use some creatine. You know that you're not going to lose weight. You're not going to burn belly fat. Creatine is not that type of supplement. It's actually the opposite. If you're just using your own creatine monohydrate, you'll probably bloat a lot. But if you're using advanced creatine monohydrate, my creatine, I put fenugreek in there, which helps with absorption. So you don't need the sugars and all the other things that creatine usually does to get to the muscles. Doesn't have to have that, but most creatine supplements will tell you have this with Gatorade or have this with juice, right? That they tell you that, but that's sugar. So I put fenugreek in because studies show that fenugreek helps to shuttle the creatine just as effectively as sugar or glucose does. So you don't get that bloating, right? You got to drink a lot of water, but again, you're not going to lose weight. You're not going to like burn belly fat and lose weight. So if you want to build a little bit more mass using resistance bands, with the resistance band program, 100% you can. I would rather you use it with dumbbells, but yeah, you can do that with resistance bands. Absolutely. But it all depends on your goals. It all depends on your goals. I wouldn't. That's me personally, but it all depends on your goals.
All right. Good stuff. We got Simi McSellis. I'm guarantee I ruined that, but Simi is asking, hey brothers, my 14-year-old has been eyeing and asking about my supplements. He has swim practice for 2 hours each day, plus phys ed at school. So he's having soreness and muscle aches, could be growing pains, but I know he works hard. So is it okay for him to have protein shakes with BCAAs or just Lean Pro 30 or neither?
Good question. Great question. So this is a very good question, actually. I like it. And Simi, first of all and foremost, great question. Sorry. Okay. So your son, right? Is a
Yep.
14-year-old son?
14.
Okay, you didn't say son.
14,
You said
yeah.
14. Your 14-year-old is a swimmer.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so
Could be a
definitely.
daughter.
Oh, he. So yeah, definitely.
Oh.
So when Cassian, I'm gonna just revert to my son Cassian. So when Cassian was 14, he lived with me, and he was active. He played football, but he was also growing as well, right? And so and he would do some jump training and stuff with me as well. Like he would just do jump. I mean, I shot videos with him on YouTube, jump training, right? And I remember people were like, "Oh my God, you're jump training with your kid. He's gonna," and also workout videos too. "Oh my God, he's gonna stunt his growth. Oh, you can't. Why are you doing this? It's gonna be blah blah blah." Like I heard all this foolishness, right? I was like, are you serious?" First and foremost, definitely could be growing pains, which means he's in a prime position to ensure that he gets the right nutrients into his body, right? Good starchy carbs, good vegetables and fruits for the micronutrients. Get those healthy fats in there. I mean, this testosterone is really starting to ramp up right now, and of course, great sources of protein, specifically if he's a athlete at 14. So Lean Pro is 100%. I wouldn't go with the BCAs right now. I would just stick to Lean Pro. Just get the protein in there. He's not trying to build muscle, so get the protein powder in there 100%. Yeah, 100%. Lean Pro is definitely the way to go because it's the cleanest. And fast forward to my son who used to have, steel cutouts with me in the mornings with Lean Pro and berries and almond butter. He's 6'4", shredded, jacked. I mean, if you've seen pictures of him, he's like 24 years old now, 6, 7, 8-pack abs, jacked and 6'4", tall as hell, good looking, great kid. Healthy as hell. There you go. There you go. So yeah, definitely. Lean Pro 30, perfect. Yeah, perfect for your kids.
Right on. We got Johan Lindestad.
Yes,
he's
Johan.
2 weeks away from starting phase 4, so he might be closer to that now, but he's thinking about creatine for phase 4. Haven't used it before. Should I take more of it in the first week in an uploading phase, or is that not necessary?
Great question, Johan Lindstad. Great to have you here. Okay, so let's talk about phase 4 in our program is muscle building phase, right? So when I say muscle building phase 4 and phase 5, we're really trying to fight sarcopenia, which is a natural loss of muscle. So all the workouts now, the main workouts are dumbbell workouts, right? So we're really trying to invoke that muscle growth. So we want to make sure that we're getting enough nutrients in there. We're good recovery, good sleep. But this is where if you want to build mass, a little bit more mass, then adding creatine would be the right time to add creatine, specifically for adding a little bit more mass to your body. But with creatine, now creatine is probably the most studied supplement on the planet. Maybe CBD is taking over right now, but definitely it's creatine. Not only is it the most studied, but it's the most studied with the most positive results. Day in, day out, study in, study out. Positive, helps with building muscle, helps with our recovery. So having creatine after your workout is great, right? So maybe what I would usually do here is I would have creatine with so I would have my a drink, right? Water with a scoop of Lean Pro, a scoop of BCAAs, and a scoop of creatine after your workouts. Now, creatine in the past, creatine companies would tell you, oh, you need to load creatine. And sometimes you do need to load creatine. Sometimes, depending on what creatine it is or creatine monohydrate or whatever, there is a loading phase, but you don't need to do that. It's not necessary. It's not necessary to load. Just 5 grams of creatine every single day. You just need to take it every day. That's it. And if you're going to start using it for phase 4 and phase 5, you're going to be fine. Just take it every single day and take my advanced creatine, because that creatine has fenugreek in it, which helps with shuttling the creatine to your muscles without you getting big and bloated, because you don't want to get bloated. So definitely just 5 grams a day. On your off days, there's no right or wrong time to take it, but on your workout days, take it after your workout, because we've just broken down muscle fibers and muscle tissue in the workout. So your muscles are like, I need you to replenish me with glycogen, with BCAAs, amino acids, with protein, and if you're taking creatine, then with creatine. So you take it after your workout in a shake. That's it. Hopefully that helps.
Easy.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, we got Anthony Balasakin did blood work
There he
last week
is.
and just had a follow-up call with my doctor about my numbers.
Mm.
So September 9th, testosterone 296
Mm.
down from 435 in June 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
So good cholesterol is 42. That's normal. Bad cholesterol 160. Below 130 is normal. So it's a little high. Total cholesterol 235. My doctor recommended 3,000 milligrams of fish oil daily to help lower bad cholesterol. Should I double my dose of Funk Sup omega-3s from one recommended pill to 2 pills daily to help lower bad cholesterol?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on. We talked about this, and I knew this before. There's a lot going on in Anthony's life. Aloha, my brother, at the moment. A lot of stress and stuff. I don't want to disclose anything. Thank you for sharing your scores, though, because again, a teachable moment that it's not just about workouts. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in your life that can affect it. So yeah, you could definitely double up. I would take one in the morning with your first meal, and then one at night before you go to bed. That's how I'd break it up. But yeah, we're going to talk about this off. I think we already have, but we will continue to talk about this, Anthony, because we want to get that. This is concerning to me. It's very concerning to me when I see this happening to one of my brothers. I'm like, oh man, this is like red flag. Let's go. What's going on? Because I know that there may be even less now. So definitely, whenever this happens for me personally, it's a sign for me to, I need to jump in, and the function needs to come to the rescue. And we need to just pull back and focus on getting back to the basics and trying to keep the stress stuff that's going on in your life, plus getting a solid 3-meal-a-day plan down packed, because we know in one of the earlier questions you saw how I want to lose weight, I want to do this, I don't want to have carbs, I don't want to have this. That can affect your testosterone. It does affect, not even a question. So we'll talk through this, but I love you, buddy. I love you.
So Anthony, double up on fish oils and don't replace carbs with fruit.
Right, exactly.
That's where we're at so far.
There you go.
Got it. All right. Sweet. We got Rumen Rangelov. I am doing no equipment workouts in phase 1. At some points, I will buy dumbbells for sure. I think you'll get them for phase 2. As a starter, what weights would you recommend and how many pairs? On pictures in the group, I see people have at least 3 pairs of dumbbells.
Yep.
What do you think it's better to do? No equipment or with dumbbells? Pros and cons.
Great question. Yeah, great question, Roman. And I love to have you here. And so first and foremost, I mean, the no equipment workouts were put there because of COVID last year. So COVID happened last year, and I went back in and shot 12 months of no equipment workouts so that all of you guys who are in the Brotherhood could have, because I know last year was very difficult to get dumbbells. In fact, it wasn't very difficult. It was impossible to get dumbbells. Impossible to get dumbbells. Gyms were closed. Fitness centers were closed. So there were people in the program going, "Hey, man, what do I do now? I don't have dumbbells. My gym closed." I'm like, "What do you mean? Like these are home workouts?" It's like, "Yeah, but I do these at the gym." I'm like, so I went in and did that. So my advice is always to do the main workouts, which include dumbbells and body weight, and sometimes all dumbbells with the workouts include. That's key, because as we get older, we suffer from sarcopenia, which is a natural loss of muscle due to aging. So we always have to be using resistance training, metabolic resistance training, to help us build muscle. So I always suggest going to the main workouts 100%, because we do need to have that as we get older. So as soon as you get those dumbbells, just even if you're in the middle of a phase, just literally the very next workout, you're going to do the main workout. You're going to download the main workout schedule and just follow that from that day. Don't go back and start again, because you have 24 months of programming. So you've got lots of time. You're not going to lose anything. If, I missed week 3 of phase 2. Don't worry. You'll make it up in the other 22 phases. Believe me, you can just watch all the other guys in the program. So what weights do I suggest you get? Start with pairs of 10 pounds, 20 pounds, and 30 pounds. I think that's the best. The 30-pound weights you're going to use for exercises like chest press, like any lower body exercises. Those you're going to use a little bit heavier weights. Again, obviously, after you've mastered the technique, the skill. Then Then the 20s are in between, bicep curls, rows. Like there's different exercises that you'll do that you'll probably have to, bounce between 20s and 30s. But then the 10s, I generally use for shoulder stuff, like side lateral raises, front raises, things that shoulders you don't want to go too heavy on. But when your weight is further away from the muscle that you're trying to use, then it's got to be lighter, right? It's got to be lighter. It puts more stress on that muscle. So you can't go like super, super heavy with good technique if you're trying to do, side lateral raises with 30 pounds and you're just new, right? So having that array of dumbbells, plus sometimes in the middle of your set, like let's say we're doing 40 seconds of chest press, you start off with 30s, you're like, oh man, I can only make 15 seconds. You may want to drop those 30s, pick up the 20s and finish off. Right. So having those 10s, 20s, 30s, and make sure you don't buy adjustable, because the fact that our workouts are metabolic, so they're time-based. Generally, you're doing, 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds rest, or 30 seconds of work, 15 seconds rest. In that time, you don't have enough time to change. I've tried it. Many brothers have tried it. So I do have adjustable. And those adjustables would be like, I would use those as a single set, right? Because I also have a ton of just dumbbells in general, right? So I would just use those as a single set. I've got my bigger ones here, my smaller ones there, and then that's another set that I would just use, and maybe use 52 pounds for that one, because I don't have 52, I only have 50. So there you go. Hopefully that helps. 10s, 20s, 30s for sure. And that goes for anybody who's just starting to build their home gym equipment. 10s, 20s, 30s are perfect because you have an array. Yes, getting 15s and 25s are good, are super. I mean, those two come in handy, because sometimes jumping from 20 to 30 can be a little bit too much. So having the ones in between, but at least having the basics, 10s, 20s, 30s to start. Then your next set, you get 15s, 25s. And then as you get stronger, you're going to have to go to 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond for sure.
Standard. All right. We got another dumbbell question with Michael Thompson.
Yes, Michael.
Wondering if there's a major difference in the type of dumbbells you use. So he has the ones with the rubber ends, and some have cast iron. But the heavier I try to go, the rubber ends can get pretty expensive.
Yeah. Okay. So great question, Michael Thompson. Huh?
So does it matter, cast iron versus rubber?
Great question. Great question, Michael Thompson. All right. So first and foremost, just in general, the heavier you go when you will go to buy dumbbells, the more expensive it's going to be. So dumbbells are like that. Doesn't matter if it's rubber or iron, it's the heavy, because dumbbells are by weight. So if just because you buy 20 pounds for $20 doesn't mean the 30 pounds are going to be $20. They're going to be more. So the heavier you go, the more they're going to be. That's just general. And again, it all comes down to your preference. That's what it comes down to. Because when I'm at home, like I like the Hex dumbbells, which are the ones that have 2, 4, 6. Well, these ones have 6, right? 6. So I like these. I like these personally. Okay. The ones that you see me in the videos, they're round dumbbells. I don't like those as much, because it's there specifically because if it's like even a 20 or 30 pound dumbbell or 40 pound dumbbell, or let's say 30 pound dumbbell, that is so round that if I want to do an exercise with a single dumbbell or what have you, I have to use extra force behind it. And sometimes when you're doing things where you're pushing into the ground, doing like renegade rows, these are a little bit more stable. It's just preference. Doesn't matter. I use them, as you can see in the workouts. I have to use them, so I don't, But in general, I like the Hex. I like the rubber because it's easier on the floor, and that's just my preference. Some people like the cast iron. Some people are beasts. They're renegades. I want iron. Let's throw around the iron. They want that. That's totally up to you. Totally up to the grounds you have, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, it's whatever works for you. Whatever works for you.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, we got Prasmacosa. Why does the muscle soreness happen on the third day after a workout? Has anyone else experienced this?
Praz, oh man, Praz, what's up, buddy? DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, happens usually 24, 48, and sometimes 36
72.
hours, sometimes 72, sometimes a week. It all depends on what you did after the workout. First, it depends on what workout you did. What exercises did you do? How much weight did you use? When's the last time you did a workout like that? What was your recovery like? There's so much that it's happened to me many times, many times, where I've had to work through that. There's happened where I would do one workout. Like for me right now, it's my adductors. Those are like, I'll do a lower body workout or a workout, metabolic resistance training workout. My adductors, which are in between the legs, those things will hurt for they'll be sore for like 2, 3, 4 days. It all depends, right? It's specific. And if I didn't stretch properly, we're at another one. So it all depends. Yes, yes, that happens. And I'm just gonna I'm going to finish this off because I think this is going to be the end of the podcast version of this, because then we're going to move more into internal questions. The Dumbbell Alpha Warrior Challenge, the level of soreness that you guys are going to feel is going to be insane. Like the real men are going to come out of the woodworks. Like the real men are going to come out of the woodwork, and the real I don't even know what to call them. The alphas are gonna come out, and the big boys and the little boys are gonna come out.
Separate the boys from the men.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I was trying.
That's the saying.
Thank you. This is what happened. This definitely will. This is definitely gonna sell. This is 100%. We are gonna see on Wednesday or Thursday. Actually, we're gonna see on Friday of next week. Who are the men and who are the boys? Because the men are gonna soldier through. The boys are gonna quickly. Too much. I'm too sore. Man, this has been my whole year. I've been using these workouts 4 or 5 times a week, easy, shooting these workouts. Sometimes 2 workouts a day I'd shoot, and I get sore as hell, but I have to go through. But that's why mobility,
Alpha
stretching after, all of those things are so important. The nutrition, the water, and of course the the supplementation. That's what keeps me going. If I didn't have any of that stuff, there's no way I would have been able to do that. If I didn't have enough hydration, if I didn't have the supplements, there's no way I could be doing this all year round. No way. And get the recovery and the results. Nutrition, 100% on nutrition. You cannot do any guilt-free meals during this, or your inflammation is going to increase, and it's going to be a very bad situation for you. It's very bad. These are for alpha warriors only. So there you have it. So we're just going to. So thank you so much for tuning into the podcast version of this. This is our Ask Funk episode 49. Thank you so much, my boy Rick, right here. And again, every week or every 10 days, we generally do this inside the Brotherhood. People have questions, but we think sometimes that these questions that we answer can help other people outside the program. And I know that a lot of my answers are more program specific, but there are some things in these questions, hopefully, that if you're listening to this and you're not in the program and you're a man over 40, you can get a little bit more insight and go, oh, okay, that's cool. Whether you join our program or not, over40alpha.com, $1, join this program, join the thousands and thousands of these guys who get support, get their answers, get their questions answered. We have live coaching calls, but 24 months of programming, follow along workouts. Just click play, and I'm there to help work out with you, train with you, struggle with you. You get nutrition, you get recovery, mobility routines, yoga routines, abs and core every workout. Everything you need is right here. So if you're a man over 40, 50, 60, 70, or in your late 30s, and you really need something, you've tried everything, or you haven't tried it enough, then this is a program designed specifically for you that's results driven. We have incredible results. So over40alpha.com. Thank you so much for listening to this part of the podcast. And for those of you who are listening to Ask Funk, stay tuned because we got the second half asked. We still got another 20 questions to go. All right. Thanks so much.